Okay, here I have opened my Google Drive. Okay, open one of the folder. Here my folder name is online session code file. Now here click on new file. If you installed Google Collaboratory, then there is a option on more. Just click on more and then Google Collaboratory. If it is not available, then you have to click on connect more app and install Google Collaboratory in your Google Drive. Then you can perform Python program in the Google Collaboratory. So there is no need to install specific IDE or specific software in your machine. We can use just Google Collaboratory, so we can execute our codes online. Okay, so here Google Colab will be open. Okay, so this is our Google Colab. You can give here any name. Suppose today is December 26. Okay, and here extension for Google Colab file is IPYNB. But if you install any IDE in your machine, then extension for Python program is .py. Okay, we can save our C program by using .c extension, and we can save our Python program by using .py extension. But here Google Colab always take .ipynb extension. Okay, so there are two options, code block and text block. Okay, if you want to perform any code, then always create one code block. So when I click on this, then new code block will be created. Okay, it has one running button. If you click on this, so your code whatever written here, it will be executed. Okay, text block is also available. You can click on that. You can write any comment, or you can write a statement for your code block. Suppose here I want to perform addition of two numbers. Okay, addition of two numbers. So here text block is created, and here this is my code block. So 10 plus 20. So here click on this, so it will execute. See here 30 is printed, right? 30 is printed. So by using text blocks we can add text data, and by using code block we can create our code, or we can represent our instructions in the code block. Okay, just click on this running button, so it will execute and gives the output here. This is my output 30, right? Suppose I have declared, click on another code block. Suppose a is equal to, I am declaring two variable, b is equal to 20, and I want to perform c is equal to a plus b, and then to print the value of c, so print, suppose message is addition equal to, and addition is stored inside the c variable, right? C variable. So here I have put variable name c, so it will execute and message is printed, addition is equal to 30. See here. So this is the way how to execute your program in the Python. So there is no need to declare data type. In C we have to declare header file, then main function, then inside main function we have to declare integer ABC, right? But here there is no need. Again, there is no need to give semicolon at each and every statement, end of statement. So semicolon is also not required in the Python. Okay, so how to take input from the user? Okay, how to take input from the user? Okay, suppose here I want to print one message, what is your name? Okay, what is your name? So when I execute this, it is printed only what is your name. So but here I cannot give any input here. Okay, clicking is not available. Okay, so we cannot type here. So print function can only print the data whatever inside the double quotation mark. So print function can print whatever the data which is written in the double quotation sign or double quotation mark, it will print on the output window, but it cannot accept the input. Okay, so to accept the input we can use input function. There is a function name input, so it is used for to accept input from the user. Okay, input function. So click on code block again, and suppose my message is, suppose I want to store my name inside the name variable. So name is equal to and your input function input, and give the message to the user, what is your name. Okay, what is your name. So this message will be printed and it will accept the value. So here when I click on this run button, so see here it will accept the input. So here I will insert my name Sagar and then press enter. So this Sagar value or whatever entered value, it is stored inside the name. So when I print the value of name, so print name. So now tell me what is the output here. Yes, what is the output? What is the value of name variable now? Turn on your mic.
name, sir.
Name will be printed, right? So here I given the input Sagar, so Sagar is stored inside the name variable, and now I want to print the value of name, so it will print Sagar. So see here, okay, it will execute online mode, so it will take time. So see here, Sagar is printed, right? When I change the input, so when I execute this again, and now here I am giving another input ABC and press enter. So ABC stored inside the name, and when I execute it again, print name, so name value is changed. So name contains ABC, right? So ABC is printed. So input function is used for to accept the input from the user. In C we can use scanf, right? Scanf function is used for to accept the input from the user, and in Python we can use input function to accept the input from the user. So see here syntax of input, write down your function name input, and inside quotation you can give the message to the user. So user understand the meaning of your question, or then he or she will insert the value according to that question. So what is your name? So user understand it and he will enter the name. Then this name is stored inside the name variable, so that's why I use name is equal to. So whatever the value here ABC, it is stored inside the name variable, right? Name variable. So by using input function we can accept the value. So see here again one code block. So this is up and down button, so you can change the position of your blocks. When I click on up, so this block will be upward, moves upward direction and moves downward direction. So here suppose A is equal to 10. Okay, I have declared one variable A is equal to 10. Okay, when I print value of A, so output is 10, right? Output is 10. Just see the difference, output is 10. Okay, I want to print the data type of A, so print type function, use type and your variable name A. So type function return the data type of your variable. So tell me what is the data type of A here, integer or float? Integer, right? Because 10 is integer value. So when I click on this, so first it will print value of A, that is 10. See here 10, and by using type function, when I pass the value of my variable name, that is A, so it will print the data type of that. So all the data types are referred as a class. Okay, that's why class keyword is printed, and name of this data type is printed here, that is integer. Okay, integer. So see here again I use another code block, same code, but here my data type is different, 10.25. Now see here output. So now it will print the data type of my A is float, right? Float, because value is 10.25. So Python automatically converts your variable data types as per your input. So here my value of A is 10.25. So Python declare your A with float data type. If my value is in integer format 10, so Python declare your A variable is in integer data type. Okay, so to view the data type of data, use type function in the print function. So print function prints this value, and type function access the data type of A. So integer is printed. Okay, so here values are given at the time of program declaration, at the time of programming. Here input function is not used, right? I given value at the time of program declaration. Okay, when I type this program, then I assign 10 value to the A, right? So now see the difference, one code block. When I accept the value of A from the user, then check the data type. Okay, A is equal to input, and my message is enter a value, enter a value. So value will be entered. So see, execute. So here my value is suppose 10, and press enter. So 10 is stored inside the A, right? 10 is stored inside the A here, and when I print the type of A, see here type of A. So see, when we accept the input from the user, it is automatically converted into string data type. See here, now data type of A becomes string. When you give value at the time of program execution, here I assign 10 value when my program is executed. Okay, when my program is executed, so all the input values are becomes in the string data type. Okay, Python always assign string data type to the input values. Here this value is not input value, right? Here I have assigned 10 value at the time of declaration, at the time of program typing, right? When I type this program, 10 is assigned to the A, so it is converted into integer directly. But when I accept the value from the user, so it is converted into string. So we have to again convert this A into integer, and then we can perform addition of two numbers. So see here, okay, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, C is equal to A plus B, and when I print C, so these are not input values, so they are in their original form, that is integer. So value of A is integer, B is integer, so it will print 30 here. But when I accept the value from the user, so A is equal to input, my message, enter first number, P is equal to input, spelling, input, enter second number, okay, and then I want to perform C is equal to A plus B and print C. Okay, so see here, enter first number. My first number is 10. Enter second number is 20. Press enter. So 10 and 20 stored inside A and B. So see here, what is the output? 10, 20. So it becomes string value, string data type. So A's data type is string, B's data type is string. So here plus becomes concatenation operator, means it joins two strings. String concatenate, strcat. We have seen this function in the C programming. So here meaning of plus, it will join A value and B value. Here A value is 10 and B value is 20. So my output becomes 10, 20. But it is wrong, right? Because actual output is 30. But here when we accept the value from the user, it converts into the string data type. And when we assign the values at the time of declaration, it converts it into original form. So here A is integer, but now here A is string data type, B is string data type, here B is integer data type. That's why this wrong output is printed. It joins two strings value. First string is 10 and second string is 20. So it joins two values, A's and B's together. So 10 and 20. So we have to convert A into integer again. Then there is a code again. So see here how to convert. So here I accept value. Okay. So I want to convert A into its integer format. So int bracket A, and here I want to convert B's value into integer format. So int B. So now check the output. A value 10, then second output, enter second number 20. So just wait. So here 30 is printed, right? 30 is printed. See this difference. So here A is string. So now I want to convert this string value into integer. So specify your data type int of A and int of B. So A is converted into its integer format, B is converted into its integer format. So it becomes 10 and 20, and 30 is generated and it is stored inside the C variable. And now by using print function, we can print the value of C, that is 30 is printed, right? 30. Okay, is it clear to all these two things? Yes, any question regarding this?
Yes, sir.
ओके, बाकीच्यांना समजलंय की नाहीये, की झोपेत आहेत सगळे? Is it clear to all?
Got it, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now next, the input, how to accept input from the user, we understood, right? And how to convert your input value into its original format, again this thing we have covered, right? I want to convert A's into integer, so specify your data type. B is into integer, so specify your data type. If this is missing, then it becomes string, so you will get 10, 20 as output. So here plus becomes joining operator, concatenation operator. So it joins two values, 10 and 20 together. And now here plus becomes arithmetic operator, addition. So it performs addition here and it will print 30. Okay. So next is decision making statements. Okay, you can say decision making statement. In C we have seen if statement, if else statement, right? So here there are three decision making statement. First one is simple if, or we can say if statement. Second one if else statement, if else statement. Okay, and third one if if statement. So it is similar as in C, else if ladder. We can call in C it is else if ladder, and in Python we can call it as if elif statement. Okay, these three decision making statements available in the Python. Okay, we can see one by one. So first one is simple if, or we can say if statement. So syntax of if statement is like if then condition, if then condition, and then indentation operator, and we can say here if condition then your statement. Okay, your statement. So see this code. Okay, suppose here I want to accept one value, C is equal to input my message is enter number equal to, so this number is stored inside the C. Okay, but C becomes string. We have to convert C's value into integer. So what is the code? Integer C. So it is converted into integer, and I want to store this value inside D. So D is equal to integer of C. When we accept the value from the user, it becomes string and stored inside the C. And now I want to convert this C's value into integer format and stored inside the D variable. And now I am checking if D is equal to 1. If value of D is equal to 1, then I want to print one message, print. Okay, message is, suppose it is 1. Then suppose if D is equal to 2, then again message. So see here, these two dots called as indentation operator. In C we can use open and close curly bracket, right? So whatever written here, it associated with this condition, D is equal to 1. So when this condition is true, then this statement will be executed. Okay, so now next is print. Suppose this message is 2. Okay, and next is if D is equal to 3, then print. Okay, we can check for 1, 2, 3 only. Okay, this is simple if. So execute. So here my number is suppose 3, press enter. So 3 is printed. So how it will execute? First this message is printed, enter number. See here, enter number. I have entered 3, so 3 is stored inside the C, but it is in string format. So on next line I am converting value of C, that is string. See here, strc, 3 is string. So it is converted into integer and stored inside the D. So D becomes 3. See here, you can just scroll here or give the mouse pointer on the D. So it will gives the value of D, that is D is integer and 3. See, when my cursor is on C, so see here, value of C is 3, but it is in string format. See, strc, That's why we are converting value of c into integer and stored into another variable, that is d. So d becomes 3 now. So now first it will compare with 1. So value of d is 1 or not? Value of d is 3. 3 is not equal to 1. So this condition false here, so it goes to the next condition. So this print statement is skipped now because condition is false. When condition is true, then it will execute. So now it will check value of d with 2. D is 3 and we are comparing with 2. So both are not equal. So skip this print statement again. So it goes to the next statement. D is equal to 3. Value of d is 3 and we are comparing with 3 again. So 3 and 3 both are match. So condition is true. So it will print this 3 message. So 3 message is printed. Right. So when I execute it again and my value is 2 and press enter, so 2 is printed. It compares with 3 also, but condition is false. That's why 3 is not printed. Okay. Suppose my value is different other than 1, 2, 3. Suppose value is 8. So press enter. So output is not displayed. It compares with 1, 2 and 3, but it is not matched with 1, 2, 3. That's why this print statements not executed. That's why here output is not displayed, because our value is other than 1, 2, 3. We are checking for 1, 2, 3 only. That's why. So it is true at the time of d is 1 or 2 or 3. Okay. So if statement only executes when the condition is true. Okay. So to overcome this problem, we can use if else statement. When your condition is false and if you want to execute another statement, then you can use if else statement. So this is only if statement, simple if. So we can check for next second. So second statement is if else. So in if else we can execute some statement when the condition is true or some statements when the condition is false. So syntax of if else is if, then condition, okay, then quote indentation operator, then its statement. So we can say if block statement, so else, and we can say here else block statement. So always remember, you have to give indentation operator here, okay, and give one tab space and then type your code. So this code is associated with this condition. If this condition is true, then if block will be executed. If this condition is false, then else block will be executed. Okay. Then now create one code block. Suppose my value of n is equal to 20 and I am checking if n is greater than 20, then I want to execute one statement. So print quotation value is greater than 10. My message is value is greater than 10, otherwise. So else, then indentation operator and print message value is not greater than 10. Okay, and now execute. So see here, my n is 20. Okay, here I am giving open and close round bracket for the condition. So you can specify your condition in the open and close round bracket, or there is no need to give open and close round bracket for the condition. So give space and then mention your condition. Okay, it is optional. Open and close round bracket is optional. So my n variable value is 20. It is in integer format. So here we are comparing value of n with 20. N is greater than 20? No. Actually value of n is 20 and 20 is not greater than 20. So condition is false, and if the condition is false, so it will execute else block directly. So this message is printed, value is not greater than 10, right? message is printed, value is not greater than 10. Okay. If I want to check multiple conditions, then there is another decision making statement. We can say it as if elif statement. If elif statement. So syntax of if elif, if then condition, we can say condition 1, and then if block statement. Okay, then again I want to check another condition, if elif. Here elif, it is called as elif, and then we can specify another condition, condition number 2. If this condition is true, then this elif block will be executed. Okay, elif block statement. Okay, statement. Suppose I want to check another condition, so elif condition number 3, condition 3, and then elif block statement. Okay, if all the conditions are false, then we can use one else block. This is optional, and here else block statement. Okay, so this is the syntax of if elif statement. So we can create one code. Suppose I am accepting value of n from the user, so we can use input function, input, and then message is enter number, enter a number. So this value is stored inside the n, but it is in string format, because when we accept input from the user, it becomes string. So we can convert this string value and store inside the d. So d is equal to, convert your n value into integer, so integer n. Okay, integer n. 1 minute. So d holds integer value of n, and then now we are comparing value of d. If d is equal to 0, then print, here my message is, it is 0, right? Then elif, if d is equal to 1, then my message is print 1. If again elif d is equal to 2, then my message is print, message is 2. And if all the conditions are false, then we can add one else statement. This is not available in the simple if, else. So print here, message is value is other than 0, 1 and 2, right? Value is other than 0, 1 and 2. So when I execute this, so it will accept the value of n. So my value of n is 2. So 2 is stored inside the n, and we are converting this string value into integer and stored into d. So d is 2. So 2 is match with 0? No. Condition is false, so skip this print. So it will check to the next condition. D is equal to 1? No. So it goes for the next condition. So d is equal to 2? Yes. Value of d is 2 and we are comparing with 2. So here condition is true. So it will print 2 message. So 2 is printed. So when I execute this again, and my message value is suppose 10, so execute. So it compares with 0, 1, 2. All the conditions are false, then it will directly execute whatever code written inside the else block. So it will print value if other than value is, my message is value is other than 0 1 2, right? Value is other than 0 1 2. So always remember, when all the conditions are false, then else block will be executed automatically. Okay, 0 1 2. So here we have covered simple if else and if statement. Simple if else and if statement. Okay, these three statements are available in the Python. So is it clear to all, these three statements?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then now we can move for loops. So before that we can execute another code. Find largest number from three numbers. Okay, find largest numbers from three numbers. So we have to accept three numbers from the user. So we can say x is equal to input. Okay, then my message is enter first number. So user enters first number, it is stored inside the x, but it is in string format. I want to convert this number into integer at the time of input. So specify your int and add it into this function. So see here, user enters one value, so it is converted into string and it is again converted into integer, and then it will store inside the x. So you can use this way also. Here I am converting this string value in the integer at same time. Okay, so your value is in string format. This string value is converted into integer and then it will store inside the x. Okay, so now next I want to accept next number and store it inside the y variable y. Message is enter second number. Okay, then next z, and here message is enter third number. Okay, and now we can use if elif statement, because we have to compare this x with y with z, right? So here if x is greater than y, and so and is a logical operator. We have seen in the last online session logical operator and we are comparing another condition, x is greater than z. So here I am comparing x value with y and z together. When both conditions are true, means x is greater than y as well as x is greater than z, means here we can say x is largest number, right? X is largest number. So this is my condition. Then we can print my message largest number is equal to comma, here we can print value of x. Okay, if this condition is false, then elif. So see here, when this condition is false, x is greater than y, then it cannot check for the next condition. Okay, if it is true, then it will check for next. If both conditions are true, then whole condition becomes true. Okay, if this condition is false, it goes to the next. Here x is not greater than y, means y is greater here. So here we can check with y is greater than z, and we can say print largest number is y. Okay, largest number is y. If all the conditions are false, means we can say z is largest, right? So inside else block inside else block we can print value of a z, value of a z. So this is the code, find largest number from 3 numbers. So execute. So first number is 10, enter, second number 20, third number 25. So see here, largest number 25 is printed. So see, x is greater than y, 10 and 20 compare. No, condition is false, so it goes to the next. Y is greater than z, value of y is 20, z is 25. 20 is greater than 25, no, so it goes to the else directly and print largest number and prints the value of z, that is 25. So 25 is printed, right? 25 is printed. So this is the way we can execute this code, elif block, if elif. Okay, is it clear to all this program? Find largest number from 3 numbers. Yes, is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now next we can say our next topic, that is loop. Okay, we can use loops to execute same code again and again, right? Execute same code again and again, looping statement. So there are two types of loops, okay, there are two types of loops in Python. First one is while loop, and second one is for loop. While loop and for loop. So first we will check for while. While loop, first one, while. So when we use while loop, if you don't know the ending point of the sequence, then always use while loop. If you know starting and ending point of the sequence, then always use for loop. Always remember these two things. If you don't know ending point of the sequence, then use while loop. If you know starting and ending point, then always use for loop. Okay, so while loop, syntax of while loop we can see. While, then we have to specify condition, then indentation operator, and then statement of while loop. Okay, statement of while loop. Okay, there is no need to give open and close curly bracket here. Instead of curly bracket we can use this indentation, 2 dots. Okay, so now while loop. Suppose I want to print 1 to 10 numbers. So declare one variable, suppose n is starting point, that is 1. Then while condition n is, I want to print 1 to 10 number. So next number of 10 is 11. So n is always less than 11. My condition is while n is less than 11, then we can print value of n, and then increment your n is equal to n plus 1, okay, and I want to print end when the while loop ends. Okay, so see here, when I execute this code, so see this output, n becomes 1 is less than 11, yes, condition is true, so it goes inside the while loop, print the value of n, that is 1 is printed, and your n is incremented, 1 plus 1, n becomes 2, and then it jumps to the condition again. Okay, so now 2 is less than 11, yes, condition is true, so it will print the value of n, 2 is printed, and then again n is updated by the 1, so n plus 1, 2 plus 1, n becomes 3. and it jumps to the condition again. Okay, condition again. 3 is less than 11. Yes, condition is true, so it will print value of n, that is 3 is printed, and n becomes n plus 1. 3 plus 1, n becomes 4. So it will execute up to 10. So n is equal to n plus 1. 10 plus 1, n becomes 11. Now check the condition. 11 is less than 11. Condition gets false here. So it goes out of from the while loop, and next code is print end. So end message is printed, right? End message is printed. So it prints 1 to 10 numbers here. So this is the way of while loop. Okay, so in C there is a increment operator. So see here, when I return n plus plus, so we can check whether it is accepted or not. So execute it. So see here, error is occurred, invalid syntax. So there is no increment and decrement operator in the Python. Always remember. So don't use n plus plus. Okay, in C you can write n plus plus or n is equal to n plus 1. Both are accepted. But in Python you have to always mention n is equal to n plus 1. There is no increment and decrement operator available in the Python. So don't use increment and decrement here. Okay. So now next is suppose I want to print even number from 1 to 20 by using while loop. So print even number from 1 to 20. Even numbers from 1 to 20. 1 to 20. So add code block. Then now n is starting point, that is 1. So n is assigned with starting value, that is 1. N is equal to 1. And then we can check while loop, while n is less than. So we have to check up to 20. So what is the next number? 21. So n is always less than 21. Then indentation operator. Now check here, if value of n is divisible by 2, means it's when its remainder is 0, your n is divided by 2, and when remainder is 0, then we have to print we want to print value of n. Okay, otherwise it will not print. Okay, so this is inside the if. Outside if, we have to increment value of n by 1. Okay, and then out of from the while. So after while loop I want to print end. So see here this is indentation of while. So while contains this if block, and this print is associated with this condition. So it is inside in the if block, this print statement. So when this executed, so it will print even number from 1 to 20. It will print even number from 1 to 20. So see here. Okay. So see 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. Right? So it prints these values. Okay, is it clear to all these 1 to 20 numbers? We are printing even numbers from 1 to 20. Yes, is it clear to all? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
ओके. बाकीचे फक्त आदित्य सावंतच लेक्चर अटेंड करतोय का? बाकीच्यांना समजतंय नाही समजत? येस.
Yes, sir.
ओके. Yes, Hassan, is it clear? Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now while loop is completed. Then we will see next loop, that is for loop. For loop. Okay, for loop. So syntax of for loop is for, then variable name, variable name, variable name, then in operator, in. Good morning, Jay Dabi. हा बहुतेक आत्ता उठलेला दिसतोय. ओके, इन सिक्वेन्स. ठीक आहे. Then if this condition is true, then statements will be executed. So here in is an operator in the Python. Okay, in is a operator in the Python. Okay, in is an operator in the Python, in operator. Okay, so see, I will execute one code. We can see first range function. Okay, range, and then we will see for loop. Range function. Okay, range. So see here, suppose print range 1 to 10. So when I execute this, it will take some time, because we are running. Okay, range 1 to 10. Okay, range function is used for to check the range. So we are checking from starting point is 1 and ending point is 10, but 10 is not included. Always remember, 10 is not included. So here range is 1 to, here it will execute up to 9. Okay, it will execute up to 9. So see here code. First we can say for, okay, for n in range 1 to 5. First is starting point of the range, and this is the end point of the range function. This is starting point and this is ending point. 1 is starting, 5 is ending. So indentation operator, and I want to print the value of n. So see here how it will execute when I execute this code for n in range 1 to 5 and then print n. So see here 1, 2, 3 and 4 is printed. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 is not included. When n becomes 5, condition becomes false, and then control goes out of from the for loop. So here we got output 1, 2, 3, 4. So here n is an operator. N is checking whether your n is from 1 to 5 range. 1 is starting point, 5 is ending point, but 5 is not included. So it is automatically incremented by 1, and here it will print value of n, that is 1. N becomes 2. So 2 is in the range of 1 to 5, then condition is true, so 2 is printed. Then n becomes 3. 3 is in the range from 1 to 5, then condition is true, 3 is printed. 4 is printed, but 5 is not included. When n becomes 5, then condition gets false, because 5 is not from the in the range 1 to 5, so it skip, right? When I change the ending point 6, so it will execute up to 5. Okay, 6 is not included, that is ending point is not included. So see here, when I change the range from 1 to 6, so it will print 1 to 5 numbers, right? 1 to 5 numbers. 1 to 5 numbers are printed. If I want to print 1 to 10 numbers, then what is the ending point? Yes, I want to print 1 to 10 numbers. So what is the ending point of range function?
11.
11, right? So here 11, so it will execute up to 1 to 10. 1 to 10. So always remember, last ending point is not included, okay, and it is automatically incremented one by one. So this is the one way how to execute for loop. Then suppose I want to print elements from the list. Suppose x is equal to, okay, we will see list in detail in next upcoming session. So here I am creating one list, x is equal to, so list is always enclosed within open and close square bracket. So my values are 10, second value 20, third value 30, third value 30, fourth value is string value, so we can assign different value in the same list. So first value is 10, second value is 20, third value is 30, and fourth value is, it is string, that is string value, that is Python. Okay, you can give your name here also, x. Okay, so here when I use print function for to print the x, so see, execute. So see here, all the elements are printed, all the elements are printed, okay, 10, 20, 30 and Python, whole list is printed at one time. But I want to print this list by using for loop. So same here, x list is created. We can add different data type into single list. So here my for loop, for I in, so here don't use range function, here we want to print the value of list. So what is the name of list here? X. So when I is in x, then we can print I. So I is index position, so I starts with 0, so it will print 0 location value, that is 20. Then automatically I is incremented, so next index position is 1, so 1 index position is available in the x, so 20 will be printed. Then I becomes 2, so at the second index 30 is stored, so 30 is printed. Then I becomes 4, 4 index is stored inside the x, so Python is printed, I becomes 5, fifth index is not available in the x, so it will skip. So see here, one by one value is printed. Here there is no for loop in previous code, so whole list is printed at one time, right? Whole list is printed at a one time. But now here see output, difference between two output. Here list is printed, whole list, so output is again having open and close square bracket, but here there is no open and close square bracket, because here we are printing single value from the list by using for loop. So 10, 20, 30 is printed, and last one is Python. So we are printing values from the list by using index position here. Okay, suppose my value is in string, so suppose x is equal to Python. Okay, x is equal to Python. So x has how many characters here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 characters are there. X holds 6 characters, and I want to print character by character. So for, suppose take one variable name, suppose ch in x. Okay, ch in x, and then I want to print this value of ch. So it will print character by character ch. Okay. So ch holds all the single character Python, and it will check p is present in the x, so it will print p. Then next character y is printed, Python, so it will print character by character. character by character it is printed. Suppose next is my list. Suppose my here n list contains some numbers. So n is equal to, inside square bracket give 3 numbers 20 and 30. In C we can call it as array, but here array is not there, there is a list. Okay, list, tuple, set, there are different data structures available. Okay, so list is created with having 3 numbers 10, 20, 30, and I want to calculate sum of this list, sum of the elements of the list. So here I am creating one variable, sum is equal to 0, and then for loop for x in, what is the name of list here? What is the name of list? X in, yes, what is the name of list? N, na? N. So we are checking one by one value from the n list. So n list contains 3 numbers 10, 20 and 30. So give indentation operator and calculate the sum. Sum is equal to sum plus x. So x becomes 10, 10 is inside the n, so 10 plus 0 sum updated. Then it will access 20, so sum plus 20, it will access 30, sum plus 30, and it is stored inside the sum again. And after end of for loop, print the value of sum. Okay, print the value of sum. Here my message is sum of elements in a list, comma. So execute. So see here 10 plus 20 30, 30 plus 30 60. So sum becomes 60 and 60 is printed, right? 60 is printed. Okay, next I want to print table. Print table of number, we can say table of numbers. Suppose user enters 3, so we want to print table of 3. So my t variable, t, then input. Okay, t input. Here my message is enter number, and I want to convert this number into integer. So add this code inside the int. So this string value is converted into integer and stored it into t. Okay, so now use for loop for I in range. So I want to multiply from 1 to 10. So what is the range? Starting point 1, and what is the end point? 11, right? When you use 10, so it will execute up to 1 to 9. We want to multiply from 1 to 10, so always use starting point 1, ending point with 11. Okay, good. And then now print. Okay, first I want to print value of t. So t variable name, comma, I want to print star. So inside quotation star is printed. I want to print after star value of I. So I is given, then comma, then I want to print equal to sign. So equal to sign is mentioned, and then we want to print multiplication of t and I. T and I, because I is starting from 1 and ends with 10. So t is your number. Suppose 3 into 1 is printed, 3 into 2 is printed, 3 into 3 is printed, like this. So here first value of t is printed and then it will print multiplication. So see here, value of t is 3, so 3 is printed first. All 3's are value of t, and this 1 2 3 4 5, then in between star symbol is printed, and then after that I want to print value of I. So I starts from 1, ends with 10, and then I want to print equal to sign. So equal to sign is mentioned in the quotation, so equal to sign is printed in between, and then after equal to sign we want to multiply with t and I. So 3 into 1, 3 is printed, then I becomes 2, 3 into 2, 6 is printed, right? So it will print any numbers table, right? So it is stored inside the t and it will print one by one. Okay, is it clear to all? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in today's session we have covered what first is uh, how to execute programs in the Google Collaboratory. Okay, Google provides this Python interpreter we are using in the form of collab file. Okay, so here I executed some addition, then how to take input from the user we have covered, right, by using input function, how all the inputs are stored in the form of string. So to convert string into its in integer format or float format, so you have to mention here integer or float. If your number is float, then you can specify float of a. If your number is integer, then we can specify integer of a, right? Then we have covered these three decision making statement: simple if else and if elif statement. So first this is the syntax and this is the some programs of if, then if else, right? And then if there are multiple conditions, then if elif block is executed. It will check one by one. If any condition is true, then it will execute and rest of code is skip. If all the conditions are false, then it will execute the code from else block, right? Else block. Then here finding largest number from the three number, this program is again important because end term exam is in descriptive format, right? You have to write your answers, write your codes on the paper. Then we have covered two loops, while loop and for loop, right? While loop, how while loop is executed, and for loop. In for loop we have covered range function. So range function, then again we can use for loop for to print the elements from the list, right? We can use for loop to print the character from the string, right? Characters from the string. Then we have executed one program to calculate sum of the list elements, right? And then we can print table of the number. So here accept the number value from the user and print its table by using for loop. Okay, so this code, this today's file is available in our this shared drive online session code file folder. Okay, this one is, you can download this file and execute your today's code, okay, in Google Drive.